Okay, back to Pakistan, the tribal belt, the lawless areas of Pakistan. Do you think, the strongholds of, the Taliban or foreign fighters, do you think the Pakistani government has lost control of those areas?
No.
Why?
When did they try to control it?
They have launched a lot of military operations against the groups there.
When?
Over the past few months, and we're seeing now a major military operation in the Bajour region.
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any Pakistan military activity in Miram Shah.
Why would you want military activity specifically there? What kind of information do you have?
Because that's where terrorist groups are headquartered. And of course, for arresting the Taliban Leadership Council in Quetta, you don't need a military operation. You just go and soft knock their safe houses and arrest them. Why they should need military operations? They have allowed these massive anti-Afghan propaganda out of their soil. That doesn't need military operation. Taliban leaders are living in Hayatabad township in Peshawar. That's the elite district of Peshawar. Pakistan military does not need to launch military operation in Hayatabad. They can go and arrest these leaders of Taliban.
You think by arresting the leadership, the Taliban or the enemies of the Afghan government will just go away?
You just mentioned that Pakistan's military operations. I am saying to you, why military operations? What we truly and indeed want to see in Pakistan is political will to fight terrorism.
But is there an ability? I mean, Pakistan is facing a lot of instability now. I mean, there's more attacks, more suicide bombings in Pakistan than there are in Afghanistan at the moment.
That is the leakage of their wrong policy. And they know it.
Can you elaborate on that wrong policy that you're talking about?
The wrong policy was that these extremists are weapons of strategic importance at the hands of Pakistan and can only be used against Afghanistan. The leakage of that wrong policy is now that they are facing some problems in their own country. But we are not seeing evidence. I am repeating it. We are not seeing evidence of the relevant Pakistani institutions is strongly acting against these elements in the Pakistani soil. One of the masterminds of the Indian embassy bombing in Kabul, he lives in an area in Pakistan for arrest of whom you don't need a military force. You just send 2 security agents and he will be arrested. And they know who he is.
Who is he?
I'm not going to say that to the media, but they know because we have sent that information through relevant channels and they know who he is.
But some in Pakistan actually accuse your agency of sometimes interfering in the affairs in Pakistan's internal affairs.
How?
By providing support to certain tribal elders to actually fight the government and stand up against the Pakistani government. These are accusations made by some Pakistani officials.
We don't need that. Our agenda is very simple. We want peace for Afghanistan. We have no regional ambitions. We are not considering ourselves a core state in this region with regional ambitions.
There has been a lot of talk or calls to take the fight across the border into Pakistan. Would you support that?
Absolutely.
Do you think the US will actually do this and take the fight across the border, the United States?
That's what we have been saying. That when it started, it was called war against international terror. And now everybody knows that tribal areas of Pakistan, in some cases cities of Pakistan, are infiltrated by terrorists. tribal areas are not only infiltrated but being used as a base by terrorists. So why not to extend this war? If the Pakistan military has the will and the capability to do it, we highly appreciate and welcome it. But if they don't have the will or capability to do it, then the other solution is for the international coalition to do it.
Are you confident that the United States will continue with their commitment? I mean, we know that they're going through a financial crisis at the moment, and they've spent billions of dollars in trying to rebuild Afghanistan. Are you confident that this commitment will continue?
I have to make one point very, very clear. We are fighting for Afghanistan. We are fighting for the people of Afghanistan. And if there are countries helping us in this fight, that is an additional plus. So therefore, regardless of the amount of assistance we get or we don't get, we are fighting for our values.
So what is the best solution now?
As I said, now our interest coincides with that of the United States. So we have a common enemy, we have a common objective, and therefore we request them to put more pressure on Pakistan and to strengthen the Afghan security forces further.
How important are the US elections for Afghanistan?
As we are not part of the, we are not considering ourselves part of the US election politics. So I don't know how important is US elections for us. I think we should rephrase it, how important Afghanistan is for the US elections. And that question I can't answer.
But there are two presidential candidates. You've heard them debate, you've heard their policies. I mean, which one of them do you think understands Afghanistan better?
They are both Americans, and they both know the national interest of United States.
Sir, do you know the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden or Ayman alZawahiri? Do you have credible information on where they are?
They are not in Afghanistan. I am very sure and confident of that.
Do you have any credible intelligence on where they could possibly be now?
I don't have actionable intelligence.
Have you ever had credible intelligence over the past 7 years? When was the last time you had?
Of course. We arrested a person who escorted bin Laden and Chitral in the NWFP area of Pakistan, and he is in jail. He's an operative of the Pakistan government, and we have allowed that man occasionally to speak to the media. Yeah. Why not? Yes.
What year was this, sir?
Well, I don't exactly recall, but we arrested that man late 2006.
So that was the last time you had
credible? No, that is one case. We have had other reports as well.
Other reports over the past 2 years, since 2006 till today?
We collect reports about presence of Al-Qaeda every day.
And those reports are passed on to who?
Well, to people who can take action. When it's inside Afghanistan, either we take action ourselves or we share it with ISAF, or if it is outside Afghanistan, we share it to relevant liaison partners we have so they can work on it.
So you're positive if someone takes action on the intelligence information that you provide that you can find Osama bin Laden?
If we manage to bring Pakistan military in a full committed manner in this war, yes.
But they have said in the past that some of the numbers that you've given them and provided them are either old or they weren't able to...
This is the funny part of it. Why should I tell them where Al-Qaeda lives in Pakistan? They have not been in war like us for 30 years. Their army has not collapsed like ours several times in the past 60 years. They have not been invaded in the past 30 years. They have a functioning institution called army which has never collapsed. Why they wait for me to tell them where is terrorists in their soil? Why? I think that doesn't make sense. Look, they are able to detect everybody else in Pakistan, but not the Taliban, and they wait us to tell them where is an insurgent leader and where is the training ground for them. This is a joke.
Mr. Amrullah Saleh, thank you
Thank
for
you very
speaking
much
to us.
Thank you.